Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. If you missed the keyword this hour for System of a Down and the golden ticket, we'll give you that again in about 5 minutes. So stay right here. We'll give you that again to make sure you get in on System of a Down at Soldier Field and a chance at the golden ticket. So some programming notes for tomorrow at this exact time. 7:50 tomorrow on the show, Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave in Libertyville. He will be here on the show talking about his upcoming show at the Vic, Tom Morello and Friends. So hopefully we'll get a little bit out of him about who these friends are, and hopefully we approve of those friends. But it's going to be incredible to have Tom Morello on. I've always, I've interviewed Tom Morello probably, 6, 7 times, and I still am fascinated why it's not a bigger deal that Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine and Adam Jones, the guitar player of Tool, went to the same high school in Libertyville. And two of the biggest bands of the hard bands of the 90s to the 2000s and defining guitar-sounding bands, these guys were in a band in high school together, and they right in Libertyville.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
No one else talks about that. I'm the only one that talks about that.
What else is there to say besides that? I feel like you covered it adequately. You did a great job talking about it just now. It feels like the beginning, middle, and end of that story.
I could make a 3-part Netflix doc on that. I want to go to Libertyville High School. I want to talk to everybody. So,
hey, do you remember two guys that played guitar? Yeah, we do. All right, next.
Yeah, but the biggest bands of arguably are Q101, Tool, and Rage Against the Machine.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good. One high school right there. One little town, Libertyville.
It's good.
Pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
So Tom Morello on the show tomorrow at this time. And, the show coming up at the Vic. And all the information at Q101.com and our socials about that. Tom Morello and Friends at the Vic. I will be in the front row at the barricade. And don't get in my way. I got to get to the barricade on that one.
You don't need to be in the front. You're tall.
I know, but I can be third row, but I'm not going to sit in the back of the Vic. I'm not doing that.
Why? You can see the same.
I need to see his fingers up close on the guitar.
You see his fingers.
I would need to be as close to see the dirt under his fingernails playing. That's how close I want to be to Tom Morello. Playing guitar, doing his thing. That kind of stuff.
Are you going to ask him about his pedal board?
Oh, tomorrow's
They're
show.
not going to want you up close.
Listen.
He's going to be trying to talk to Tom the entire time he's
I
playing.
have the same setup.
I said set up.
Yeah, what tape did you use to lay the chords down? Mine rolls up a lot.
Oh, your distortion pedal's at 2 o'clock. The knob, the distortion. Damn it. That's why I wasn't playing Freedom properly at home. Damn it. So also tomorrow, after we have Tom on, we will go to Case's movie review, and with back to school week in full effect the last couple weeks, depending on where you live, Monday will be CPS's first day of school, but there's a lot of areas where teachers have already gone back full on and school has started. Case will be doing Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a movie that's been requested since day one of these movie reviews, and we finally found the reason to do it. Not only that, but this week is the 43rd anniversary of that movie being released. 43 years for Fast Times, Ridgemont High, a movie that launched Sean Penn's career and Judge Reinhold and Nicolas Cage. So many people, actors, it was their first movie, and it's a classic about going back to school the first day of school and then what happens after that.
It's a movie I know nothing about. I know last year towards the end of the school year, we did Dazed and Confused to celebrate the end of the school year. That's where our Parker Posey drop comes from, and we do the movie montage at the beginning of Fridays at 8 o'clock when I review
Fry,
those
little
movies.
piggies! Fry!
Because to me, Dazed and Confused is a Parker Posey movie, and nobody else should star in it. But I know nothing about Fast Times, but, back to school always has me feeling a certain way, even though I'm no longer in school. And so tomorrow we'll celebrate with my review of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 8 o'clock here.
Want to ask a question to you about the first day of school, since a lot of people are having that. It's very stressful, at least I think for me and I think for all of us. I think it always has a little bit of element of excitement and stress. Maybe there's those kids that walked back and it was the cool kids, just walked in and it was fine. But I think they were hiding insecurity and pain and anxiety. I really do. But what is a memory that other people from school would tell about you? Something you did at school? Something that even today, years after school, and it can be any grade. It could go to grade school, middle school, high school, whatever. But if there's a memory that people tell about you from school, hit us up at 312-591-8300. I want to hear it as we all share in these wonderful stories. Kenzie, do you have one you want to share?
So I moved a lot as a kid. And at one point I lived in North Carolina and then I moved to Minnesota. And the area we moved to Minnesota was very like blonde hair, blue eye, whiter than where I lived before, which is fine.
Whiter.
Much whiter.
Sort of a Sydney Sweeney American Eagle commercial town.
I was in an American Eagle commercial. And I had really curly hair, and I had this one metal hair wrap I used to put in, which it almost like made it easy because it would kind of like braid my hair for me. And this girl came up to me, and it was probably like right at the beginning of the school year, and I'm brand new and I don't know anybody. And she goes, "Is that your tribal piece?" And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Is that your tribal piece, that metal thing?" And I go, "What tribe?" And she goes, "Oh my God." And she walks away, and I found out that the rumor was I had moved from an island in which I spoke in cliques. And I had lived in a tribe. This is how it's like the fact that I wasn't white meant I came from a tribe. And I'm like, y'all, I moved here from North Carolina. Like, what is? I lived in America, and that was not the rumor at all. So that was what people would say about me, is that I was from a tribe.
Oh, that's so good.
Like a hidden island in which I didn't speak English.
I'm surprised you didn't just go all in and then.
Well, I wasn't ready. You don't just get asked if it's your tribal piece.
Yeah.
It was a hair wrap.
You should have replied to her and went.
It's like corn.
Have you been practicing that? Why are you good at that?
I got some hidden talents.
So, anyways, I had to deal with a lot of those kind of questions.
Well, that's unfortunate.
When I was in school.
I wish I was there for you then.
Kenzie, did you ever get asked, and this is never something you should ask anybody that doesn't look the same as you, but did you ever get asked, what are you?
Yes.
Okay.
I usually said a person.
Bad answer. Bad answer.
Person. Yeah. So I usually lead with that when I get that question. So
I could see Kenzie.
Not a lot of what are yous.
I could see Kenzie with just hand kind of raised to the side. I'm a person, and then the hand goes over the face. Do you see me?
What's she, John Cena?
Well, then you couldn't see
me. You can't see her.
That's the rub with being John Cena.
It's confusing.
Case, do you have a memory of high school? So we're asking you at 312-591-8300. That memory that other people tell about something that happened to you at school, and it doesn't let go. These things last 10 years, 20 years after high school.
Yeah, I don't know what the legacy would be. I'm not at a point because I graduated high school in 2017, so it's not like we've had any reunions, and I don't really know what people remember about me. I do remember being a legal adult, being a senior in high school, 18 years old, and having a gym teacher pull me aside and telling me to, quote, cool it in gym class because I was taking our wiffle ball unit so seriously.
That tracks.
And I was making people cry because I was so competitive about it. And, not everybody wants to take gym classes seriously as I do. And as a legal adult, I was told that I needed to, quote, cool it, which I think explains a lot about how I got to where I am in life now.
We want to go through yours on this at 312-591-8300. So hit us up. That memory from school that other people will tell about you, something that you did. And I promised you the key word. So one more time to get that to you. Soldier, SOLDIER to 312.
Amen on that spelling. Double check it if you're sending it in.
It's not a rush. It's good for another half hour, but make sure you get soldier in after you give us your school memory. But soldier to 312-591-8300. That will get you tickets to System of a Down at Soldier Field. Massive. What a ticket. And qualify you for the golden ticket, equally as massive as it's hundreds of tickets for concerts for a year. From Riot Fest to Riot Fest. Free. You're done.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. If you missed the keyword for Ticket Blitz Thursday, System of a Down tickets and the golden ticket. We'll give you that in about 6 minutes. Stay right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101 as we're talking about it's back to school time. Case will be doing Fast Times at Ridgemont High tomorrow at this time for his movie review, getting people back to school. And that memory that other people have of you at school, what would they say about you? For example, a lot of texts came in. Maddie says, I threw a Bible at my theology teacher, who was also the deacon at my all-girls Catholic high school, and I didn't get expelled.
Oh, that's positive.
This is some kind of, maybe they worked it out. I don't know. Probably said, don't do that again. Lucas checked in. Lucas, ahoy. Tell us your story. Go ahead, Lucas. Hello, Lucas.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Sorry, I thought I lost you.
That's okay. What's your story of that memory from school that other people would say about you?
Well, when I was a junior in high school, two of the seniors that I was friends with, innocently enough, in the hallway asked me to borrow my lighter. And I'm like, sure. And they ran into the washroom. And next thing I know, they come running out. They throw the lighter at me. I kind of miss it. I pick it up. I look up. And next thing I know, there's just smoke pouring out of the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, holy shit, what did they do?
Oh, hold on, buddy. Yeah. Holy ass.
I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm looking down the hall as I'm starting to walk further, and it's just a cloud. It was a military smoke bomb that was 8 minutes of nonstop smoke. And so they pulled the whole senior class in, figuring it was a senior prank, and my name got brought up.
Yeah.
Well, I was standing there, so they wouldn't let anybody graduate until they found out who did it. So when they came to me and they said, well, were you there? And I said, sure, I did it. And so everybody that year was able to graduate on time, and I kind of took the fall for it. I didn't get in any trouble because I was a 16-year-old, but they kind of just suspended me for like 8 days, and that was that.
Well, listen, you're a hero in my eyes. Everybody got to graduate because of you. That's a hero move there. Robbie's
Well, if you're not going to get in trouble, then it's awesome.
Robbie's checking in. We're asking for what other people would say about you. Something happened in school. Robbie, what's your story?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, morning crew?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey, man. Yeah.
Story for you guys.
All right.
Everybody else
juicy.
here.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
So, about 7th grade, I know you said around high school, but 7th grade,
That's fine.
I got bullied around here in Chicago. So I made the transfer to Kansas where my cousins live and went to school out there. And it was kind of hard to fit in, you know, being a new student, everybody calling you the city guy, the city slicker, and
Like in Footloose. You
you know, yeah, the footloose, yeah. Or so one of the classmates of mine, you know, whispered, you know, to me, he's like, hey, go up in front of the class, tell the teacher, and tell her to spank your monkey. Don't know if I could say that on the air, but
it's too late.
Yeah, it's a good way to experiment.
And so I got up out of my seat, went to the front of the class, told the teacher, looked her right in her eyes, and said, spank my monkey. Yes. So immediately got sent to the principal office. Long story short, my aunt got called. I got expelled.
Oh.
Moved back here to Chicago.
They were like, you know what? Let them get
Back to
bullied.
school, I got bullied, and then apparently I had an interesting story that made me not so bullied anymore. So.
There you go.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, about 8 minutes left till we get to 8:30, and that means this keyword is still active for Ticket Blitz Thursday and for System of a Down tickets for Soldier Field. And that's with the word you text, Soldier, SOLDIER to 312-591-8300. That gets you to win System of a Down tickets for Soldier Field. And then you'll be qualified for the golden ticket. Everything we do for an entire year from Riot Fest to Riot Fest. For example, the current golden ticket winner is already going to that show.
I think in the 5 years we've been doing Q101's Golden Ticket, and I don't mean to alarm anybody with this.
Oh, no.
It might be the single most entries we've ever had in an hour. Even with
right?
all the misspellings for how hard Soldier is to spell, the competition is fierce this year. Everybody still has a chance to win.
Yes.
But my goodness, this is really something incredible.
Well, especially once you get that once you qualify, that well gets a lot smaller out of people you can win that golden ticket from.
Yeah.
So it's big.
Well, that's fantastic. And here's the good news. You can enter again next hour. 8:30, we'll have a new keyword. And 9:30, we'll have another new keyword. Every hour today, you can keep entering and win those tickets to System of a Down at Soldier Field and qualify for the golden ticket. But so that new keyword coming up at 8:30 with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. Now we're talking about what other people would say about you, something that happened in school. And it could be any school. It could be grade school, could be middle school, could be high school. A lot of people texting in various various things. On the text line case, what do you got?
773 checked in. I almost don't want to name this person because of what they admitted to doing, but they said in high school, I took my identical twins brother's test for him so that he could pass his classes. I also took my brother's driving exam for $80 and passed him because he kept on failing. My face was on his ID until he was 24. He only got in 3 accidents in that time.
Only?
Good heavens.
What? Good
Maybe
Lord.
we learned that wasn't a good idea.
Only for $80?
God.
That's not even walking around money.
Yeah, but $80 back then was like $180,000.
He was walking around like Bezos.
It was like 2018 probably, but yeah, it's, certainly things have changed. Kenzie on the text line, what do you got? We're talking about.
Vanessa texted in and said something I remember was that I stabbed somebody with a knife, but it didn't happen. I mean, the girl got stabbed, just not by me, but you know how those rumors crack.
Wait, so she stabbed somebody?
She did not. Somebody did get stabbed, though.
Yes. Oh, that's a shame. I hope they did
Your
okay.
Honor, it had nothing to do with me.
All right, let's go to the phones at 312-591-8300. Mike checking in from Lincoln Square. Mike, ahoy. Tell us the story that you're known for in school. What's up, Mike?
Ahoy, how's it going?
It's going amazing. What's your story, bud?
So my hometown had 2 video stores where back in the day when you got a rental, they would stamp a loyalty card, and if you rented 10 DVDs, you could trade in that loyalty card and actually just buy a DVD with it.
Well, you don't have to tell me that. The loyalty cards were a big thing to have, and I don't know if you're talking about Blockbuster or a local store. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but
Yeah, so we had one Blockbuster and one local store, but I went to a crafts and hobby shop and basically said, hey, can you make stamps with these marks? And so I became the kid that other high school students could bring me their loyalty card and I could stamp it all out, and kids would just go back to the DVD store, to Blockbuster, and get free DVDs as long as they had their loyalty card.
Yeah, well, guess who's out of business now?
yeah.
Way to go.
And those Blockbuster days were glorious.
Yeah. They figure out the whole stamp thing.
How much did you charge for this service?
I think I did $5 to $10 for DVDs, and then I also had Subway and Quiznos stamps, and those were $4 to $5 as well.
And
so.
Quiznos is out of business now.
Yep.
Way to go.
Yep.
I mean, I like to take a little pride in it, but it's a good system in high school.
Yeah, it sounds like something that Sopranos would do. Like one person in Sopranos would do this as a side hustle.
It does seem like a Christopher arc.
Yeah.
T, I got this bootleg stamp business going.
All right, Mike. Well, what do you do today, Mike, by the way? What's your job now?
He's a bootlegger.
I do assortment for 7-Eleven, so I make sure they have enough Red Bull on the shelf and have all the right flavors.
Oh, well,
A little bit of fraud on the side. Side hustle.
See if I can take them down from the inside.
Yeah, there you go. Infiltrate.
All right, Mike. Thanks, buddy. Again, we're 4 minutes away from a keyword for System of a Down at Soldier Field. And the golden ticket, the new keyword. Let's take one more here from Dakota, checking in, our regular crew member. Dakota, ahoy. What are you known for in school, Dakota? We may not know this. We've talked to you a lot, but I don't think we know this.
Ahoy, good morning. So, first and foremost, I had perfect attendance all of school. School is my thing. So, I loved it so much. I didn't want to ever miss a day, so I didn't. But my sophomore year, I ended up sewing a button to the inside of my foot.
Oh God. That had to be on purpose. There's no way you did it on accident.
No. It was most certainly intentionally. So, but no, that definitely got a big rile out of a lot of people. And they're like, wait, why is that there? How did you get that on there? I was like, I sewed it in the inside of my foot. And they're like, wow, okay. And so somebody a couple of years ago was like, dude, Dakota, do you remember when you sewed a button to your foot? And I was like, absolutely, I do.
And was this a dare, or were you like, I would like a button here?
No, I most certainly just did it willingly. This was the time where I did all of my cursings myself, and so sewing a button to my foot was the next most reasonable thing to do.
A new take on home ec.
Yeah. Is it still there?
No, It is not. No.
It'd be badass if it was still there.
How'd you get
It
it
would be
out?
amazing. Well, you just cut the string.
But then the strings were still in your foot.
No, you pull
No,
those
I mean,
out.
okay. Well, it's not like it's in the inside of my muscle. It's kind of like the superficial layer of skin.
Yeah,
You just
dumbass.
All right, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Sorry, I didn't understand buttons to foot technology. Yeah. 2.5 minutes away, your chance to go see System of a Down, the new keyword. Another chance. If you already entered, this is another chance you can enter in just 2.5 minutes for System of a Down at Soldier Field and the golden ticket from Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
If you missed the keyword that we announced just a few minutes ago for System of a Down tickets at Soldier Field, and you'll qualify for the golden ticket, we'll give you that in 6 minutes. So hang tight. We will give it to you again. You've got to get in on this every hour. Ticket Blitz Thursday and the same prize every hour. System of a Down tickets at Soldier Field. In the meantime, we were talking about what you were known for at school as the first day of school for a lot of people this week, and what you were known for, what other people would say about you in school. A lot of text still coming in. Case, what do you got?
Brandon checked in from Waukegan. His senior prank was that they painted handicap symbols on all the parking spaces in the teacher's parking lot, so they had no idea where to park, even though the lot was half empty.
Genius.
That's really good.
But also, teachers should figure that out at some point.
They don't want to park in the handicap spot.
So is a whole
Nobody wants a ticket.
Nah, that's fair.
Even when something seems fishy, you're like, I don't want a ticket, though.
It's still a teacher's salary. You don't want that ticket.
A couple more people checked in. Obviously, Angie, my first week of school, I wrapped an ace bandage around my arm and told people I cut my arm to the bone to see if it hurt.
Why?
Just to mess with people.
Oh, I love that.
That was one of the best things I ever read.
Oh, my God.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.